Hi, my name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video, I'm gonna try to make a vise from some pipe clamps. Check out the video. So in today's video, I just want to make something that's not gonna cost me a fortune. I'm gonna try to use what I've got in my workshop. Hence, I think the pipe clamps are absolutely perfect. I've got a pair that more or less I never used, to be absolutely honest with you. So I'm going to actually use those to create a vise and accommodate that in my workbench. And we'll see if it's actually going to be a good idea, if it's going to be working. For me, for my needs, I actually don't clamp any really thick materials, okay? So the range I've got with the clamp itself, it will be plenty enough for my needs. But hey, let's have a look how we can actually transform this pipe clamp into a vise. First of all, I'm gonna tackle the back jaw of the vise itself. And for that, I'm gonna be using plywood. It's actually sandwich of 2 sheets of plywood, both were 18mm in thickness. And to get it to the right size, I've just used my table saw and my miter saw. Now I'm just gonna attach the front jaw to the bench itself. I'm using screws, no wood glue, as you know, later on, if for whatever reason I want to take it off, I want it to be an easy task. In my case, I want the jaw to be flush with the tabletop. However, you know, if you need a different setup, if you need the jaw to be sticking over your tabletop, that is definitely up to you, whatever suits your needs. For the next step, I have made this super simple jig. 2 pieces of whatever sheet materials you've got in your workshop. For me, it's a laminated chipboard and a hole. Now that's the diameter of the pipe, and this simple jig will help me to actually drill the holes for the pipes in the correct spaces. Okay, so no figuring out where everything needs to go. I'm just gonna use this to pre-drill the holes. Now it's the time to cut the steel pipes to the right sizes. Right then, so now it's time to attach the steel pipes somehow to the bench itself. Now what you can do is basically use the other part of the clamp itself. So it goes on the end like so, and then you can stop it, and then you pre-drill some holes in that, and you just attach it from the back like so, and you can do that no problem. However, what I'm going to do in my case, I'm just going to use a all-purpose drill bit, and I'm going to drill 2 holes through the pipe itself, through the plywood and my bench at the back, and I'm just going to use some wood screws to actually drive it through and attach it like that. So it's not going to come out. However, there won't be any movement with regards the clamp itself like so. In my particular case, I don't see the point of installing this part of the clamp, as whatever depth I'm going to have here, thanks to the reach of the clamp itself, this bit, that will be plenty enough for my needs. However, if you want to tackle, you know, wider things, thicker pieces, then by all means, attach this from the back, make the pipes a lot longer, and then you can just, you know, pull them out and use the clamp as that. As I said, in my case, I don't need that, so I'm just going to pre-drill some holes. Now it's time to sort out the front jaw of our vise. I'm using 18mm plywood for that. I think that will be plenty enough for that, and it's in the same size as the back jaw. And as you can see, I've took off the back jaw to make sure that the holes I'm going to be pre-drilling are exactly the same, in the same position as on the back jaw. Okay, so it's the easiest way to do it, making sure everything will align nicely. Okay, in the next step, unfortunately, we need to do a bit of damage to our clamps. Okay, so in the clamp itself, we need to pre-drill some holes so we can attach it with some screws later on to the jaws of the vise. Okay, it's time to put everything together and see if this solution is actually any good at all. Hopefully it is. Let's have a look. And there you go, guys. Really simple, nice, easy solution to a vise. Let's have a look how much space I've got. I've got just about 4 centimeters. That's plenty for my needs. However, as I said, you know, if you need more space, then just put the back end piece of this clamp and you can just extend the reach of it with no issues at all. However, as I said, for my needs, absolutely perfect. And it seems to work absolutely fine. Let's clamp something in. Absolutely solid. This is definitely not going anywhere. You can just tighten one of them like so, and tell you what, no way, that is not moving. How about smaller pieces? Let's check that out. Right, smaller pieces. Super strong. How about on the edge? Let's try it like that. Again, it's not going absolutely anywhere. And there you go, guys. For me, this is absolutely what I needed in my workshop, as I've been having some issues with clamping smaller items, smaller boards, you know, using it for my router, anything like that. So this will come in ever so handy. For me, the reach is absolutely fine. I very rarely need to clamp something that's, you know, thicker than 4 centimeters. Usually it's about 2.5, maybe max 3. So for me, a little vise like this is absolutely perfect. So easy to do. It didn't cost me any extra money. You know, the plywood I had lying about in my workshop. Now, if you are worrying a little bit about the grip of the plywood itself, as you see, it's definitely absolutely fine. However, if you want to add some extra stability, you can put some rubber in it on the vise jaws, or maybe even some sandpaper. However, then you know, you may actually introduce some damage to the wood fiber, so I probably wouldn't do that. I would just leave it as is. There's plenty of force, of clamping force in this vise to hold anything really stable. So the answer to the question, was it worth it? Is it working? Definitely was worth it, and as you can see, it's working. And you're probably going to see this vise in action in my future videos. So far, really happy how it turned out. It's not permanent, easy to take out, easy to disassemble. So yeah, definitely worth making. If you've got some pipe clamps lying about in your workshop and you don't have a vise, look at that. Definitely worth making. If you enjoyed today's video, please drop me that like button down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet for some more cool content in the future, so you don't miss it. Well, for today, guys, that's all. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Take care.